You guys far away.
Zach, you want to take a lot of guys that you brought in for the visits in the top 30s. Was it coincidental, or is it significant what those visits mean?
Well, I think it's certainly helpful to gain information about them. Sometimes it's just the way that it falls. Duke's done a great job putting it in order. There's obviously other guys that didn't come on visits that are in that order. I think it's just the way it came to us this year. It happened that we took a lot of the guys that, and we also felt very comfortable with them. Some guys you bring in and you cross off the list. Those were all guys that we, check marked that were on the list as well. So I think it's a really good pre-draft process that Duke and the scouts have put in for us, and it paid off today.
You seem to really enjoy the calls. Is that something that you really look forward to every year? I mean, you get to see the
Yeah.
calling them.
I do. There's an art to it of trying to pace out their celebration with my words. There's also the element of not trying to repeat myself for every call because I'm being filmed on them all, and I'm aware of that. But it is cool. You get a chance to have that first moment where you can. Sometimes it may be perceived as a lack of emotion on their part. You can tell when they're getting a little choked up, and you can tell when there's people around them. So you can feel. I've done enough of the calls now where you can feel the significance for each person, and it's pretty fun. One of them was the one somebody was screaming right behind one of them. I can't remember who it was. Daijahn Anthony, I think. That was a pretty cool one.
Was there any conversation about moving up and trades for those picks? I mean, how seriously was that considered over the course of the weekend?
No, I think, you field a lot of phone calls to move back, move up. Duke handles that well, and we always just make the best judgment. And sometimes just staying pat and having patience, your guy's going to come to you. It works out. And you're happy that you have those other picks that you didn't give up.
Your 2021 offensive line, Jackson, Trey, Deontay, and now when you look at your interior offensive line, they're continuing to be in those depth roles. How important is this offseason for them to kind of really solidify those depth roles?
It is, we always want to continue to bring in competition, and so those are guys that continue to develop in our system and have opportunity, and there's competition for them, and so I think that's a productive thing for our team.
What stood out to you about Erick?
A lot of things. I think he can have true separation as a route runner and a catcher you can watch. I mean, you just watched a couple of those games that stand out where he can run some isolation routes. They used him down the field. He's got some split out his receiver, some down the field play action stuff involved in the screen game. He can be a point of attack blocker. He likes the physicality aspect of that, and he's willing to do it. Obviously, the injuries are what allowed him to come to us. Otherwise, I don't think there's any shot in the world. He was there when we got him. Enjoyed my visit with him, but again, the tape spoke very loudly on him, and I think he's a really good fit for us.
What you doubled down on that position by taking McLachlan a few picks later?
Yeah.
What stood out there?
The value with him, surprised that he made it that far. Again, I think a lot of similarities to what I just said about Erick. This guy, he can win in the pass game. He can win, and I think you guys and ladies can picture tight ends that have success here in the past couple years for us, where they turn something short and something much bigger, on a 3rd and 5. They turn it into first down. They break tackles. He's got really good awareness, zone awareness. He's just got that savviness that I think is critical for our tight ends to have. He can be a threat down the middle of the field. He's got good nuance on his routes. And I think he's continued to develop as a blocker. He's got the body type for it, 6'5". I think he could be up in the high 240s. And so did a lot of research on these guys. We've watched these. I don't even know how many times we watched these tight ends, but really like them. Jed Fish is a good friend of mine, so I've watched Arizona play for the last 3 years, every game probably, and had seen Tanner, and then you studied the tape, and I really liked it, and Jed confirmed all the things that I thought about him, and really stamped him as a person as well. So excited about those two guys.
Zach, I think you mentioned yesterday talking about filling positions in certain spots. It feels like if you look down your entire draft that you really did attack a lot of those positions. Mm-hmm. You feel really good about where you stand today based on what you guys did in this draft?
I do. I think Duke did a really good job of managing it, of maybe just having the patience over the course of the draft to take oftentimes our best player out there that fit a position of need, and it worked out well for us. And so I think that his experience really kicks in there, and the experience in the room, and so it really paid off for us these last couple of days, and I'm really happy with how this thing played out. I think it allowed us to get much better in the short term and long term as well. We've got clear visions for all these guys that are walking in the door here, and so I think it's a really good class for us.
We know what happened last year in the AFC North, and wanted to change that, and a lot of that was on the line of scrimmage. I mean, we talked about the first couple days, and we've got one of the freakiest humans to ever walk through those doors. We've got McKinnley, we've got Turkish lift, Kris Jenkins. Did that lead the conversation for you guys over this entire draft period about being stronger, being more able to handle the North, and set the tone in this division?
It's a point of emphasis, we knew it was going to be a deep offensive tackle draft, and if there was one we liked, grab him, and that's what happened. And defensive tackle was a point of emphasis for us, and the ideal world is we're going to get two that can contribute, and we got two that can contribute, and that was not a for sure thing that can happen. Sometimes runs go on these guys, and we got two that we really liked, that we've talked about extensively, that fit us. We have visions for, and they're going to help us now, and they're going to help us in the future as well. And so I was, for those three guys specifically, they really fit well for us. And like you said, it's a physical division, and big men that have relentless effort and play with a lot of physicality matter in this division, and we got three of them. Go ahead, Jeff. I know you were.
Coach, the fact that you move around, it seemed like you guys all weekend were comfortable with the grades and the board. Was there a sense that maybe the guys who had ranked high were still there? That there was, the guys who had targeted seemed to...
Yeah, and that's naturally just how it works. Obviously, the guys we grade high, we think highly of, and who knows? Maybe the team behind us was going to pick them every single time. I don't know. So sometimes you're crossing your fingers as the picks are dropping by that the guy's going to be there, and he's there, and the patience pays off for us.
What do you naturally learn from a guy like that?
I think it's a great fit for him. I think it's he did a great job down there this year in Miami, and so I think at that point that was a great pick for us, and so we're excited to get him in here, and I think Ted will take to him and have a chance to show him the ropes.
So what do you like about Lee?
Yeah, I think he's got a well-rounded game, and so I think he's a good fit to come in here and compete.
You guys took some guys with plenty of potential. Why is this a good place for development to happen?
I think we had a good roster coming into the draft, and so you get a chance for guys to earn an opportunity right away if they earn it. If not, they get a chance to learn behind some really good players that are going to help them develop. They're going to compete against them, obviously, but I think the character of our team, they're going to help these guys come along because they know we need them all to help us win. So I just think, again, we've got good visions for these guys. They all hit us at spots where we needed competition or we needed depth. So I think it's overall a really good group.
When you were evaluating these receivers and looking for the right receiver, how important was explosiveness, the ability to move around like Jermaine can?
Yeah.
When you were evaluating not just him, this entire class.
Yeah, you've got to have speed and play strength matter, especially in our division. You don't get a lot of free access, the way this division plays out, and so there's plenty of guys that with clean air out there can run fast, go track it down the field. We need guys that can play physical and create separation and have strong hands at the catch point. And you want to talk about Jermaine specifically? You can see him run all sorts of routes from all positions. You see him make contested plays down the field. You see him run away from people down the field. You see no drops on tape this year. Didn't see a single one. And you saw run after the catch. You saw great scramble awareness, getting phased with the quarterback and create big plays on scrambles. And so I just think that he's got the ability to really add to the competition in that room. I'm really excited. We obviously have 2 set-in-stone starters with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and now we've got Jermaine and Andre and Charlie that we took last year, Trenton Irwin, who has always continued to find roles and ways to help us with this team, and then there's the guys behind them as well, and so it's just a really deep room. There's going to be opportunity for all those guys, and I'm excited to see how it all plays out.
How rare is that ability in this class? Because everyone always says how deep every receiver draft is going to be. It's going to be deeper.
Yeah.
It's hard to find those.
Yeah, you want guys that fit you. There's a lot of receivers on the board. We don't want them all. It's sometimes you're happy to see them go somewhere else. Sometimes you think, man, that's a great fit somewhere else. It just doesn't fit either what we're doing or how we're built right now in the receiver room already. So you want somebody that you have a vision for. Hey, here's where this guy can come in and help us short term and long term. And Jermaine is one of those guys where we see a fit now and in the future. And so we were really happy he was there in the 3rd round, and we could go grab him and he can help us.
In your history, Zac, with these players, these rookies especially, what causes them to be successful from now until they get built?
Yeah, the ones I've had the opportunity to talk to so far stress that this is day one. You get a chance to create your own foundation and build on it from there. And like I've told some of them, you got veterans in your room that you should be right on their hip doing everything they tell you to do, and so you got a chance to start this thing off the right way and become a really good pro and have really positive interactions with everybody you come across in the city, because it's a great city when you're out to dinner on these draft nights and all this stuff. And so I've really enjoyed the couple people we've had in the building so far. We're going to continue to get more that I'll get to know better as we get them in here, but just stressing to them that this is day one of the rest of your life, and you get an opportunity with a clean slate to start it off the right way and be a great pro for us.
With the totality of your draft class, I know you don't like to set too many expectations, but do you feel like you got a lot better as a team with the collective group?
I do. I mean, we really liked these guys that we grabbed, and I think that we've got, like I've said, great vision for these guys. I think that they all serve a purpose for us. They're all going to have a chance to compete. They're going to have to earn those opportunities, but what we know about them, they're going to embrace that.
Daijahn and Anthony has an interesting background, starting in Division II and the SEC. How did he earn this opportunity?
He's earned it. You go through how he ended up at Shepherd. You go through how he ended up at Liberty. You go through how he ended up at Ole Miss. I appreciate his story and why he did all the things that he did to get to where he's at today, and to have his name called on draft night, I think is special for him. And he's a guy that you learn more information about when you bring him in here on the 30 visit. Our scouts had done that. Our coaches got a chance to do that, and really liked him. Thought there was a really good fit for him. But I do appreciate his story when you hear from him and the things he's gone through to get to where he is today.
What position is he in?
The safety.
And then we've asked you before, but Dax, any update there?
No, I don't have any update, but I appreciate how Dax has approached this offseason.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you about Zac, Trey's comments and through his agent requesting a trade. When a player makes a request like that, how do you handle it, especially with the veteran?
Can I go back 1 second? It would be fair to Dax, Charlie, before everybody starts tweeting it all out. He'll be in the corner room right now. Now that we've gotten through the draft and seen how the draft's going to lay out, it does make sense for me to address that now. So, he's done a good job. He's known that, and he did a good job, speaking how I wanted the guys to do that until I say something. But he's going to have a chance to go out there and compete in the corner room. And then go ahead, because I know you have an important question too.
Your reaction to Trey and his agent requesting a trade. How do you handle that? When a high-profile player or veteran has been on this team, contributed so much, and he makes that kind of impact.
Yeah, you let Trey voice his concerns. I'm listening. I've got an open ear to him. I love Trey. I've told Trey that we want Trey to play here next year for us. He's going to play here next year for us, and he's going to have success. We're going to have success, and I'm excited for that.
Back to Dax, what can he do at corner? Will he be competing to start, and why can he do it?
Yeah, one of the reasons you took him was because of all the different various things you'd seen on tape from him. He's a superb athlete. He's got great size, and he did a good amount of coverage at Michigan. Playing inside there, covering slots, played some outside. So we've seen it from him, and we think it's the best opportunity right now to help our team. And so again, that's the versatility is what made him the pick that he was. We're really excited for his future. He has done a tremendous job embracing this opportunity, and I'm excited to see him go out there and compete.
Outside.
He's got flexibility to do it all. So again, we've taken a lot of guys that have a lot of flexibility, and so those guys they really all start outside, and then we shake it all out and they play inside, and just the way it all shakes out, they get opportunities to do both, and so I think that there's a lot of flexibility there.
Do you think you could push for a potential starting job?
I do. Yep. Okay. Thank you.